Simon O'Donnell spoke with the Cup's King.
But the Doncaster big Group 1 here at Randwick today, Dane Ripper, great form in Melbourne. Some are questioning a Sydney form. Do you question it at all?
Oh no, she'll run very well today. She's been working very well and she couldn't be any fitter. And if she can handle this very heavy track today, she'll be very competitive. She won the Epsom, the Stradbroke track that was rain affected, but I doubt it was heavy as today. So we just have to wait and see. But she had a lighter weight as a 3-year-old in the Stradbroke. She's got one of the 3 top weights in this race, so it makes it a lot harder, as you know.
It was rain-affected ground, that Stradbroke, and she won so well. It'd be great to see that same dash, wouldn't it?
Well, I'm sure she'll run well if she can handle it, yeah, and I think we should stick to it. She's been pretty good to us.
Now, on the racing show this morning, Bart, she's going to have to carry some extra weight because I tipped her. Do you think we can get over that hurdle?
Simon, you're about to come good, I think.
Thank you, Bart.
Good to know somebody's got some confidence in him. Okay, Bart has got 2 runners in the Doncaster, as he told you, Dane Ripper and Catalan Opening. This morning, Bill Mitchell thought he was going to have 2 runners with Blazing Steel and Monet's Cove. Unfortunately, Monet's Cove has been scratched, but Bill's still got Blazing Steel. Bill Mitchell, the trainer of Blazing Steel. Well, the next one, as we told you, is the big one, the Doncaster Handicap, the Star City Doncaster Handicap, $1 million in prize money. Wow, some race and some field. Headed by TAB number 1 Juggler, who on the TAB at the moment is showing at $4.80. Number 2, Catalan Opening. Oops, we've got to get that out. We're not quite at the right price there. Catalan Opening is showing at $41. Number 3, Dane Ripper at $5.50. Well in commission, Dane Ripper, trained by Bart Cummings. That's pretty good recommendation. Iron Horse, TAB number 4. He won the Epsom last year. This is a much tougher race, and he's out to $21. Number 5, Encounter, is a scratching. Number 6, Intergaze, is a 33-1 chance, and he's showing at about $32 now on the tote. Pretty close, get it out to $34. Marble Halls is a bit the same. Marble Halls is, gee, I thought he'd be shorter on the tote, but he's not. Marble Halls is a 20-1 chance, and I know people were willing to take shorter odds at. Quick Flick, the favourite, is coming from $6 to about $5.60. Pengulu is a scratching. Blazing Steel at $16. Confiscate at $26. Des's Dream, Shane Dideride, Des's Dream at $26. Monet's Cove is a scratching. Monopolise at $21. Arletti is a scratching. $10 for Benner Headline, Greg Hall to ride him. Brave Prince, I think we got the wrong price up there for Brave Prince. Brave Prince, TAB number 17. A quick check. Yeah, we're way over there because Brave Prince is about a 16-1 chance or $17. The same for Pleasure Giver, Shindig at $16 and $26 for Corporate Jones. Okay, bit of a shuffle around there, but we got them all in. The horses are about to parade. We'll be back to have a look at them before the Doncaster Handicap on the Wide World of Sports. Number 11, Confiscate, very well weighted, the horse who beat Juggler last week. John Hawkes has already had 3 winners here at Randwick today. He trains Confiscate. He's now with Michael Marth.
Got Confiscate in the Derby. Is Confiscate a sleeper with 52.5 kilos?
Well, he's in with a chance. He loves a wet track. He's got no weight on his back, and it's a hard run mile here, the Doncaster. That's the only thing. I don't know whether a mile might just find him out. 1400 would have been perfect. So. But with no weight and a wet track, he's definitely in with a chance.
I mean, for instance, he meets Juggler on couple and a half kilos better terms.
Yeah, but he was very unlucky last week. We may have been lucky to win, but then they pay on who wins, not who's unlucky. So, but as I said, he's a fit horse going into a Doncaster, and he's got a light weight. So, and today, well, it will be an advantage to have a light weight if you're in a top class race. So we're definitely in with a chance.
A little bit each way.
Well, he's going to be competitive, as I said. If it was 1400, it'd be perfect. Just that mile just might find him out, but the weight, just might be the part that gets him over the line.
Good luck, John.
Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, John Hawkes, Sydney's premier trainer and the man who trains Confiscate, as we saw, showing it around about 25-1 on the tote. Number 1 is Juggler. Darren Beedman's won a Group 1 race on Juggler. He looks the part, Darren.
He does. He's an old war horse, this horse. He does handle the soft ground. and he is in form. He's just starting to come to his peak, I think, and I think this race will just suit him right down to the ground.
How far back will he get?
I think he'll be about midfield from gate 13. He hasn't got blistering early speed, but he'll be tucked away about midfield.
Ridden by Blake, you've got a good opinion of Grant Cooksley.
He is. He's a big-time rider, big race rider, very cool, and knows what it takes to win good races.
Number 2, Catalan Opening, is also ridden by a jockey that Darren's got a good opinion of, Lenny Beasley. Simon O'Donnell, you've backed Catalan Opening a few times.
Yeah, I won't be backing him today, Ken. He's blown right out the back door in betting. No one's even the least bit keen on Catalan Opening, even though he's trained by Bart Cummings, ridden by an informed jockey. 19 barrier is going to make it hard, and he's got no real form in the wet.
Bart Cummings' main chance is the horse was saddlecloth number 3 on her, and she won the Cox Plate and the Australian Cup. Darren Beedman, she's a lovely mare, Dane Ripper.
Oh, she is. She's got the hindquarters on her like a Mack truck. She's an exceptionally good mare. She's won 3 Group 1 races in this season. I just think that you really need a horse that can win probably a 1.25 mile race to run out a strong mile here at Randwick, and she's the horse to do it.
Yeah, she's a great mare. Look at that. That's what you call quality. Number 4, Iron Horse, has already won a big Randwick mile. It was the Epsom back in September. Now he's got to try and win this one.
It can't be underestimated on winning that Epsom, but really I think the form leading into this race just hasn't been good enough to bother some of the real class acts in it.
There's no number 5 because Encounter was scratched. And as we leave Iron Horse, we move along to TAB number 6, Intergaze. Intergaze beat Octagonal one day, but you'll find this race pretty tough, Darren.
He will. He's drawn a nice gate, beautiful looking animal, but I just think that the soft ground here today, he's not well performed in soft ground, so I think that's going to be his major drawback.
Yeah, Intergaze, a nice chestnut. And there's another chestnut, number 7, Marble Halls. Simon, you've seen a lot of him.
Yeah, it's probably been a touch disappointing. He's promised a hell of a lot and hasn't delivered all the time. I think the pressure might be just a touch much for him here today. And I do think, just looking at him in the yard, he's still got more maturing to do. And he's a horse that's taken a while really to find himself, I think.
Yeah, Marble Halls representing the Lee Friedman stable. And there's a horse that, well, you can't miss. His name's Quick Flick and he's almost white.
The Grey Ghost. Probably not a horse in racing that's running as consistent as this horse is doing. Defied all odds the other day, beat the 3-year-old Encounter. This is going to be a super day if he wins for Tim Donnelly, the trainer. It'll be a great feather in his cap.
It sure will, and it'll be well ridden by Mark de Montfort. Number 9, Pengulu, was a scratching, and we move to number 10, Blazing Steel, a bay gelding, originally from Queensland, now trained by Bill Mitchell.
Yeah, we've heard from Billy Mitchell. I'm sure he would have been more confident in this horse's chances if it was dry, but with this rain I think it probably shoots him out the door a little bit. He's not as strong a chance as what I would have liked if they were on top of the ground, Ken.
Yeah, we spoke to Bill Mitchell earlier, and we also spoke to John Hawkes, who trains TAB number 11, Confiscate. I think John told us just about all there was to know about this horse. He may have been a little bit lucky to win last week, but when he did, and he's ridden by Larry Cassidy. Larry has already won 3 races today for the John Hawkes stable, and I've got to say Confiscate does look well. As we move from Confiscate, there's number 12, Des's Dream, ridden, Darren, by your old mate Shane Dye. He's got a bit of mud track form in New Zealand.
He has. Shane's picked up this ride through Encounter being scratched, and that's probably going to be a big bonus to this horse. It's probably a little bit of a task for this horse, but he's been running in good group races over in New Zealand. He's the man to sort of win this type of race, Shane.
13's out Monet's Cove. There's number 14, Monopolised. Simon, Justin Sheehan, the jockey.
Yeah, never want to race in anything worse than dead ground, Ken. That probably makes his position in the field a little less fanciful than what it was. I thought coming in probably Thursday that he was a good chance after the barrier draw, but now looking at it with all this rain we've had, I think it blows his chances out the door as well.
Yeah, he does look the part, and I know the stable think he's done, or tell us that he's done well. Arletty is a scratching, number 15. Number 16, Benner Headline. Darren, you had a few rides on this guy?
I did, yes, I won a race on him, and, a nice horse by Danehill, drawn a very good gate, got a nice lightweight. He has been freshened up for this race. He was running over a distance over 2,000, but he's been brought back, freshened up, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this horse be flashing home.
Gregory Michael Hall of Melbourne rides Benner Headline. I think number 17's a good roughie, the second grey in the race. His name's Brave Prince.
It certainly has got a chance, and Darren mentioned earlier horse can run out a mile and a quarter. When he won the Norman Robinson back in October during the spring in Melbourne, he really ran out a strong 2,000 metres. So if he's anywhere near that form, he's got to be put right in the race.
This horse had a few problems with corns in his feet, and that's certainly going to benefit him today with a soft track.
Yeah, he's a 3-year-old. They've got a good record in this race. Number 18 is also a 3-year-old, Darren Pleasure Giver, trained by John Morrish.
Yes, he's a promising horse, but I just don't really think that he's up to this grade.
Okay, number 19, Shindig, won a Group 1 race a few weeks ago, 21st of March to be exact, the Coolmore Classic. As she comes into screen, there she is. Can she win a Donny, Simon?
Yeah, I think she can, and I'm not smart enough to be able to underestimate Maxie Lees from Broadmeadow or Newcastle. He can prepare his horses spot on. I think her form leading in has been excellent. She hasn't put a bad run in for a long time, and I think she's going to be somewhere near the finish.
Max has actually got 2 runners. The second is number 20, Corporate James. The young boy, Cameron Swan, riding in a Group 1 race. Darren, that'll be a big day for him.
I was talking to him earlier on in the jockey's room today, and he was asking me, about the horse and everything, but he's got a big assignment today, but he's drawn a nice gate in 9, and he is a proven wet runner, so, it'd be great to see this horse get home for this young jockey.
Yeah, and Corporate James, the last start winner, nothing like winning form. Okay, the participants are ready. Juggler leads them onto the track. We'll be ready in just a moment. A break, and then the Star City Doncaster Handicap on the wide world of sports. To post time as we look at the trophies that the winners will receive after the running of the Doncaster Handicap, and they are impressive, and I'm sure the winner will be an impressive animal. Righto, there's part of the crowd here at Doncaster Derby Day at Randwick, and thank goodness we've had no rain. It's looking a little overcast at the moment, but we'll get through the Doncaster before it rains, I'm sure of that. Righto, that's the crowd. Shane Dye was going to ride Encounter in the Doncaster. He's now riding Des's Dream. But we've filmed the Doncaster course, and Shane gives us his comments from an aerial view of the Randwick 1600 metres.
Now, from the mile in this race, it makes no difference what barrier you have. I'd be quite happy to draw 16. Now, there's no doubt Quick Flick's going to go along in front and set a good pace, and he's going to be very hard to run down. Dane Ripper and Juggler, I believe, will go forward a bit. They've got nice barriers. Now, horses like Monopolise, he'll go back, Blazing Steel will. Now, this race really begins at the half mile. You don't want to cover a lot of ground, but you want to be behind a horse who's going to take you into the race to give you a chance to win. So you're looking, where are they? Where's Quick Flick? Where's Juggler? And you make your mind up whether you're going to pull out at the 600 and go forward or wait. This race really begins turning for home. You've got to get into the clear no matter what. You cannot be held up on a wet track. Now, Des's Dream will be back a bit, but I'll be getting him into the clear, trying to charge home. But watch for Monopolise, Blazing Steel, Juggler, midfield. They'll be storming home. It's a matter of whether Quick Flick will hang on or not.
Well, he just might. He certainly looks the part, the grey. Right, the totes at the moment. Juggler is into 540. Surprisingly, is not quite favourite now. Quick Flick has just nudged him out. Catalan opening at 42.40, 580 for Dane Ripper, 10.50 Benner Headline, 18.60 for Brave Prince, Pleasure Giver at 37 plus, Shindig $15.50. Okay, that's the TAB dividends, or the approximate TAB dividends, with just 2 minutes to post time for the Doncaster Handicap. And as we pan over to the 1600 metres, young Simon Marshall is over there, and I'm sure he's got some comments to make.
No doubt whatsoever, Kenny, and I thought that Juggler looks exceptional. He's on the ball today. His nostrils are roaring here. Grant Cooksley, all he's done is trot him around. He's really going to put in an effort today. Catalan opening look exceptional, coming from the Bark Cummings stable, as well as Dane Ripper. Now, she's a beautiful looking mare, one of the coolest mares I've ever seen on a racecourse. She's lovely and relaxed, and Stephen King's very confident, having a quick chat to him coming around. Iron Horse looked good. Intergaze is very fit. I believe in horses having their birthdays in big races, and I think Marble Halls might today. He looks exceptionally fit, and he's nice and relaxed today. He's usually a bit more on edge, and Damien Oliver there's just geeing him up a little bit. I think he'll run a big race. Quick Flick, well, he's my pick of the race, and he looks exceptional. Kenny's done nothing wrong. Blazing Steel looks fantastic. Confiscate has done extremely well at coming off a last start win. Des's Dream, Shane Dye's mount, Did look good coming around here, but the task is ahead. Monopolise has improved since his flashing 4th last start. Banner Headline also took the eye, stripped a very fit horse, Brave Prince. He's a wish-washy grey. He sweated up a little bit. He might have more things on his mind. Pleasure Giver also look fit, and Shindig has improved. Number 19 has improved. Corporate James also has improved after his last start win, in which he did win very well, Kenny. As I said, I'm sticking with Quick Flick from Juggler, and the roughie in the race, Pleasure Giver.
And there's Corporate James about to take his place for young Cameron Swan, and an excited young fellow he'd be at this point. Righto, the attendants are in there with a few of the horses. The jockeys are ready. That's Banner Headline on the inside. Intergaze alongside of him. There's just the last couple come forward to make up the field for the Star City Doncaster Handicap. Here's John Tapp.
Set and ready to run. Thanks, Ken. The Star City Doncaster for 1998. Starter Billy Cooper to his stand. A big field. They steady in the gates, and this should be a start. They look near perfect. Racing in the Star City Doncaster, came out in a nice even line, and Quick Flick speared straight to the lead. Confiscators away brilliantly, and so is Iron Horse, followed closely by Blazing Steel, who's up close today. Just behind those Corporate James, and then Dane Ripper, Pleasure Giver from Banner Headline. Jugglers midfield on the outside of Intergaze, a gap to Des's Dream. Brave Prince as well back, and 3 and 4 deep, followed by Marble Halls, Catalan Opening and Shindig, and out the back is Monopolise. In the run to the first turn, and Quick Flick is the leader. Quick Flick by about 3/4 to last year's Epsom winner Iron Horse. In 3rd place is Banner Headline, followed closely by Confiscate, and then Corporate James, who can't get on the track. Blazing Steel 4 lengths off the lead today, followed by Dane Ripper, 3 deep as Pleasure Giver. On the fence, Intergaze, a gap then to Marble Halls, followed by Juggler, Des's Dream, Shindig and Catalan Opening well back, followed by Brave Prince and Monopolizers last in the Doncaster. 700 out as they near the turn. Quick Flick is the leader over Iron Horse. Confiscate 3 deep. Banner Headline on the fence. He's had a beautiful run, followed by Blazing Steel. Corporate James 3 and 4 deep. Intergaze with nowhere to go, followed by Dane Ripper, then Pleasure Giver. Catalan Opening right off the track as Juggler as they come around the turn. Quick Flick is the leader. Quick Flick is just in front. Iron Horse has grabbed him. Iron Horse on the outside reached the lead for the Lone Star Syndicate. Iron Horse and Chrissy Munch shot away from Quick Flick. Confiscate running on, followed by Catalan Opening, and here's Juggler thundering down the outside. Iron Horse is stopping. Catalan Opening grabs him. Juggler on the outside lunging, but Catalan Opening just in front. Juggler trying desperately, can't reach him. Catalan Opening has lasted to win the Doncaster by a head to Juggler. Iron Horse has run 3rd, 2nd and 3rd for the Waterhouse stable. Des's Dream is close up. Then Corporate James, Marble Halls, followed by Monopolise, Confiscate, Pleasure Giver, Dane Ripper. Banner Headline, Brave Prince, Quick Flick, folded up over the last 200 metres, well back into Gaze, Shindig, and Blazing Steel has run last in the Star City Doncaster for 1998.
And that's the start of the Len Beasley Bart Cummings combination. Number 2 Catalan Opening, L Beasley, $37.80. Who said he couldn't handle the wet? And $9.80 the place. Number 1 Juggler forced very wide, and an excellent run, $2.20, and 4 Iron Horse at $6.80. Darren Beedman's with me. Darren, you've been telling us about Lenny Beasley. He'd be an excited boy here as we pick up the replay. Catalan Opening shoots clear. Juggler comes at him. Big run Juggler too, Darren.
Oh, it was a super run. He was back and wide and come out at them hard under that big weight, but couldn't go to a better man than Lenny Beasley. One of the most admired jockeys that I've seen go around.
Right, Iron Horse has gone past the grey Quick Flick. In the centre, that's Confiscate. He can't keep up now. Then wider out in the yellow sleeves, there's the horse to watch. That is the winner, Catalan Opening. What a run. And then widest of all comes Juggler. Oh boy, did he get home? But the post was just a tad too close, and Juggler failed to catch the winner. Catalan Opening 1st, Juggler 2nd, Iron Horse 3rd, and Bart Cummings is now with Simon O'Donnell.
Bart, just a super win and a little unexpected.
Well, he hasn't previously handled the heavy going, but mainly that was all before he was gelded. Since that time, he's changed completely. He's won one Group 1 race and a couple of listed races, 3rd in the Caulfield Cup, and now he's won a Group 1 here, the Metric Mile. So I suppose gelding may have corrected the problem about not handling a wet track, because he certainly handled the Dayco today.
And we're seeing a great combination between you and Lenny Beasley at the moment too.
Well, he's a very up-and-coming rider. He's got a lot of ability. The horses do run for him, and I sort of looked around for someone to replace Darren Bevan, and I thought I'd set my sights on this young fellow, and hopefully I'm right. I think he'll get with confidence. Wins like this, you get better and better.
Go and enjoy another great Group 1, Bart.
Thank you. Good.
That was Bart Cummings, and Bart said all Lenny Beasley needs is more experience on the right horses in big races, but he seemed to do that pretty well, Simon Marshall.
No doubt about that, Kenny. Your 21-year-old Lenny Beasley has just won probably the greatest mile in the world, Lenny. I want to pick your brain and tell us your thoughts as you went past that post.
Oh, mate, I just couldn't believe it, you know. I thought I just woke up. It was a dream come true.
To be teaming up with Bart Cummings, the legend of Australian turf and worldwide a legend. Tell me something, Catalan Opening, he's not a bad nag, mate. He's paid $37. You gave him a terrific ride.
Oh, mate, you know, I got back in the race a little bit. I was always a bit worried about my wide barrier, and I ended up getting a real lovely run in the race. So I got back, and I was probably running 3/4 of the way back, and when I got to the 600, you know, I got a beautiful run right through the middle of him and then peeled out just before the top of the straight, and he sprinted lovely, you know. I was just happy he didn't get tired that last bit.
What does this mean for Lenny Beasley?
Mate, I don't know. I haven't had a thought about that yet.
Haven't even thought about it? Well, you might have a couple of champers tonight with JB Cummings and muck out some boxes for him tomorrow, eh?
Mate, I've got to ride 49 next week, so I don't think there'll be no champagnes.
There we go. Lenny Beasley just might win the Sydney Cup on Monday. He's in great form, Kenny.
Yeah, thanks very much, Simon Marshall. I just said to Darren Beedman, I said he's hardly puffing, Lenny Beasley. He's just ridden the toughest mile in Australia, and he's hardly puffing. Darren, tell us what you said.
I said, mate, why would he? I said he rides about 5 or 6 days a week. He rides about 40-odd races a week. An exceptional young rider, great talent, and he's got an old head on young shoulders.
He has indeed. He's a nice boy. He certainly won't get big-headed, I can assure you of that. He's recently been married, got a young baby now in the family, and well, I'm sure he's one young sportsman who'll be banking the money and not spending it on the high life. And Len's entitled to shake his skull cap and his whip as he comes back on Catalan Opening, owned by Bart Cummings' long-time client, Dato Tan Chin Nam, who is leading him back. And Dato is an old client of yours, Darren.
He's a great man, Dato, or Chin Nam, and yeah, he's the owner of Saintly. He's trained and owns some very good racehorses in his day, but knowing what I know, and he'll be really appreciating this win.
That's good. And Len Beasley, well, it only just survived. I've got to say that perhaps Juggler was a tad unlucky, but as Johnny Hawkes said before the race, the prizes go to the horse that gets past the post first, not the horse with the hard luck story. But Gay Waterhouse, who won the Doncaster at its previous 4 runnings, went within about a head of making it 5 in a row. And as we look at Len Beasley, we'll take a break and then come back with more of the aftermath of the Doncaster on the Wide World of Sport. $37.80 for the win, TAB number 3, Catalan Opening, and $9.80 the place, $2.20 for Juggler, number 1, and number 4, Iron Horse, $6.80. If you were lucky enough to have the Quinella, $127.40, and the trifecta, $3,299.20. And boy, oh boy, did I think Juggler was going to get there at one stage, and so did this lady, Gay Waterhouse. You watch her there in the front. She's wanting Juggler to get there. That's the owner, Peter Horwitz, alongside her, and he did all but get there and just failed. And at that point, you could see that Juggler was beaten. But Gay Waterhouse is still smiling, and she's with Simon O'Donnell.
Well, he did everything but just get there, didn't he, Gay?
I think he had too much weight. I think we rode him too hard.
You had a great chance coming up to the 400. Both horses, Iron Horse, Juggler, they were right in the finish.
Well, I time my horses to be very competitive at these meetings, and I said to Chris, don't you be away. I said, you ride it like you rode that horse in the Golden Slipper, and you'll fight out the finish. With the Iron Horse, I knew he'd be about midfield, but Grant got a slight check, and he said it was about the 400 metres. And if you watch on the replay, the viewers watch, they'll see that check, and that's what cost him the race. He was beaten by a good horse, a very good horse in Catlin Open, but that's what cost him the race.
Almost 5 in a row. It just would have been magnificent, wouldn't it?
Well, we're here. We'll be back for the 5th next year.
Good on you. All the best with that, and great to see you take it so well. Credit to yourself.
Thanks, Simon.
I told you earlier, she's a good loser, and she's entitled to be a good winner when the things go her way. Okay, Saturday's racing is all but complete. On Monday, we've got another big day lined up for you, and we'll be on air between 2:30 and 4 on Easter Monday, and you'll see live from Randwick the main races, the Sires Produce Stakes, the Galaxy, all the top races on Monday, live on the 9 network.
For Bart, and I think that is the beginning of a great partnership, there's no doubt about it. So we salute Gold Guru.